Hey, my truth seekers, how are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great today. Happy blessed Sunday. Guys, I'm just coming on. I really don't have too much to talk about. Well, I have a lot to talk about, but you know how it is when it comes to certain stuff and certain topics. And we just have to figure out, how we can maneuver around a lot of stuff that is going on out there. Sometimes we have to, start speaking in a tongue that even going to confuse your enemy, guys, because it's just a lot of stuff that is going on out there. So I'm just talking, when you come on and catch the replay, I'm just talking, just came on. Just so much stuff that is going on out there. But I hope you all are enjoying y'all Sunday because down here it is very beautiful out here. The sun is out, things is pretty good. But as we can see, a lot of stuff that is going on around this world, things is not too good at all, So I'm just talking about any and everything, guys. Welcome, welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and unbiased. I'm not going to go ahead and cam up, I'm just talking. So, guys, if y'all have any topic you guys want to go ahead and talk about, anything that you all feel led to talk about, just feel free. But guys, it's just so much stuff is going on. So much stuff is going on around this world, and like I said, it's not going to get better. And I'm not trying to, preach on no gloom and doom stuff, but just look around. If anything, things is just going to just, go ahead and get worse. And the thing about it is that we call ourselves, all about humanity and about love, but we don't show love, not, we it's like, how can I explain it? It's like we have our pickers and our choosers, it's like we are just programmed, when they tell you not to say something about something, it's like we just shut off. Or, a lot of people, as you can see, a lot of people, they get paid, believe it or not, people get paid to keep their mouth quiet. And it's so sad, especially when we have to sell our soul, we have to sell out our own people, we have to ignore of the things that is going on around this world, and that's why I said there and I tell you guys, that's one of the reasons why people can go ahead and work overtime on us, because we tend to ignore the things that is going on out there. But I know you guys been watching some of my videos out there, regarding to all the stuff that is going on. And people saying, they for this person or they for that person. No, I'm about team right. I stand on righteousness. In something like this, it's not to pick a side, because like I said, today is them, tomorrow it could be you. Is that, if you see something, you cannot tell me, oh, this is not what I see. I'm gonna call it out as I see it. And we are about humanity, about people lives, yeah, we gonna, we anybody, anybody that have a heart, you have to have be a very, very cold hearted person, to sit there and don't value human lives. Like I said, there are some people where they will value their pet before they even value human beings. To me, make it make sense. Where I even talked about it, I think it was like 4 day this morning when that was put in my spirit, how I'm not going to go ahead and get to is a scripture that's in the Bible. I think it's coming out of book of Matthews, if I'm not mistaken, where, it was like, I think, where it says that, even the dog will lick the crumbs off the floor. And what is meant by that is that, you know, how we would treat people worse than what we treat dogs, and like I said, we just got a long ways to go, a long, long ways to go. And it's like we're not ready, guys. I could tell you right now, we are not ready. I was watching something on Instagram where I saw this. I'm not even going to pull up this video. I'm not even going to pull up this video where it was saying that the FBI had uncovered some gruesome details of alleged chop shop for human body parts. Yes, guys, body parts. And I wish I can show you that video, but I'm not going to show you video. I'm going to see if y'all can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they even put like a price. I mean, put a price on the body parts, guys. I'm not even going to tell you no lie. They have a whole bunch of documents because I guess the FBI Ben was, eyeing out some of the stuff that was going on. How, when it was chopping up all the stuff, people, human parts. I mean, they had like a price tag on all the parts, and like I say, guys, it's not going to get better. It's just going to get worse because the thing about it is that these people, they know who you are. They know how valuable that you are. But the thing about it is that you don't know it. You don't know. I see my girls in the house, country girl queen, and she say, hey, Lady D, happy blessed Sunday. How are you doing, Queen? I'm just here, girl. Just felt like coming on, had so much, that was on my mind. I wanted to go ahead and talk about. But what do you think about this right here? I'm not going to go ahead and pull it up on my live because you know how a lot of stuff is sensitive. But it was saying right here, the FBI had had found some, and they say alleged chop shop, and they pulling out. I'm watching this video right now because this is on ABC 15 Arizona. I think that was Arizona News, where it says that the FBI shine light on human chop shop. How they was pulling out bodies. I mean, bodies with putting tags on people's body and just selling them off, guys. That is horrible. That is so horrible. Let me see if I can read some of the stuff. But someone has said that there is clearly a market for this, which makes it more scary. And also, someone says now do a DNA test on all the bodies to make sure they are from missing people, and shaking my head. But like I say, guys, all I can say, this is the type of world that we live in. This right here is the type of world that we live in. So much stuff is going on, and now that they doing all this stuff, hunting out people down like sheep for the slaughter because they know that everything on us is valuable. But the thing about it is that we don't know. Yeah, girl, I'm watching it right now. I wish I could go ahead and pull it up where you can see it. But right here, this is coming off of Instagram, and the name of the site is called Black Vegan TV. So make sure you go ahead and check it out, where it says that the FBI uncovers some gruesome details of alleged chop shop for human body parts. That's my God. Yes. I see my girls in the house, Starbucks lover. Let me see if she gonna come on and talk to me. She say, hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Let me see if she gonna come on and talk. Cause I'm just in here, guys, just passing time. Don't have nothing else to do. Just waiting. But yeah, guys, this is something, man. I mean, that's why I say, our people are counted like sheep for the slaughter. And that's why we have to wake up, because while we sitting there trying to, do all these foolish stuff out there, these people are working overtime on us. And then the thing about it, they sitting there, got a whole page of document of how much that they were selling those body parts for. So, man, and like I said, all these kids. And I think I had reported it. I think I had made a video on it, how all those children was missing, and they were saying that there was runaways. No, them kids wasn't no runaways. Okay, she said, give me some time. She's serving dinner. Okay. But yeah, guys, like I say, so much stuff is going on out there. But that's why we just have to just be careful, because this is horrible. And I'm watching this video right now, how they taking out so many body parts, even taking out boxes and stuff like this. And and this someone that say who is buying the body parts? Shoot, people sitting there when they need organs, especially heart and all this other stuff, they gonna buy it. If they only go, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to our people, how people just don't want to research, and that's how they get us, because they know that we're not going to go and look for this information for ourselves, where we take secondhand information. So if we taking secondhand information, yeah, they can go ahead and tell us whatever they want to tell us. And that's what they've been doing since the beginning, because we don't want to go and find all this information out. And another person said right here, and what are they doing with them fixed together in such a manner so someone else had, oh my God, on this torso? Oh my God. Oh, selling the head for $2,500. Oh my God, guys, this is a lot right here. And somebody said that they are experiment, and it's more than experiment, guys. There's a lot of stuff that is going on. But let me see if I can move on from this, because like I said, I was up all last night. I've been just praying and seeking God, and just reading a lot of information out there, a lot of comments of people grievance, how they are saying, how can a God allow all this stuff to happen? Did you hear what I said, country girl and store? People are asking questions, with all the stuff that's going on, and how they showing all the stuff on CNN, and seeing so many innocent kids just being laid down, and just, I mean, their poor life is gone. And a lot of people is asking, how can a God allow something like this to happen? Well, I'm here to tell you, God does not have nothing to do with it. This is all man. Yes, God can stop it anytime, but like I said, man is going to destroy themselves. There's a scripture in the Bible where even the Most High God said that he regret making man. He regret making man. So what you're seeing right now is man is destroying themselves. Well, how, and why innocent people are caught in the middle of it. And see, that's how the enemy loves to work. He knows that the children, innocent people, and, how we value human lives. And he plays upon this. He plays upon human lives. But like I said, we are right now, guys, we are sitting in the judgment seat. We see all this. And when you give a report, make sure you give a good report, because you're going to have to answer for all the stuff that is going on. And it's not about picking a side. Because, like I said, when it came to our ancestors, came to our people, and still to this day, because I'm pretty sure of what I just told you guys about all these body parts, how the FBI sat there and shut down some chop shop. I'm pretty sure most of them was black kids, or maybe brown kids, or people in poor areas, where they think that they're not going to look for these missing kids. But guys, like I said, it's just so much stuff is going on out there. So much. And no, God is not into all this right here. God is not the altar of confusion. God is of love, peace, and of a sound mind. This is all man doing, because what they have done, they have provoked the hands of God. And like I said, it's our job until we stand up and we say enough is enough. Stop sitting there trying to call good evil and evil good. Stop allowing these people to sell you out. And sometimes, it takes tragedy. And I know this right here, this is horrible right here, what we see. But just imagine how our people went through all the same stuff that we seeing right now. Our people been through all this. Like I said, it's nothing new that is under the sun. Our people been through it. Our people been scattered abroad, been stripped, been ripped of their culture, everything, their identity, everything we've been stripped of. But now that we are in the age of technology, we could see everything that's going on, where they cannot, try to, show us this hocus pocus stories or try it with this propaganda and telling us we see something total and we see it now. So they cannot keep feeding us those lies because we see all this stuff right now. The most high God doing right now is bringing them to open shame, bringing them to open shame. Because it does not take a child, it does not take a rocket science to figure all this stuff out. You know what's good, you know what's evil is. When you was a child, you act like a child, you spoke like a child, but you know right from wrong. If you go and you tell your kid, look, you cannot go into that cookie jar. If you go into that cookie jar, that's going to be repercussions and consequences. You're going to be punished. So that child, it's up to that child because that's exactly how God is with us. Because some of us act just like children. God did not make no robots. But if you tell that child, don't go into the cookie jar, and that child go into that cookie jar, then whatever happened, that's going to fall upon that child. And that's what we see right now, we see today. We have provoked the hands of God to the highest heaven. And that's why he said, I regret even making man. But the thing about it, innocent kids are caught in the midst of it because that is not the act of God. Because how in the hell, and guys, like I said, this is I'm just so upset. I woke up 4 day this morning just asking God, just minister to me, just give me a word. I mean, how can anybody sit there and justify the stuff that we seeing right now? That's just like you see a whole bunch of people are bank robbers, and you're not going to tear down the whole town just to get a bunch of bank robbers. No, you're going to make sure that you put everything in place where you can go ahead and trap those bank robbers and get them off the street. But if you got to tear down entire town just to get a handful of people, then something is not right with that picture. Something is not right with that picture. Your motives, it does not line up with what your agenda is. Because no way in the world that you going to destroy entire town just to get bank robbers. Make it make sense, guys. That does not make no sense at all. That's just to show you guys the type of world that we live in. And it's a lot of our people saying, oh, that has nothing to do with us. How could you even say that? Because it did. It did. We've been through it. It's just that we are numb to it. It's not that we don't have nothing to do with it. We are numb to it because we've been through it, still going through it. But when somebody is going to say enough is enough, guys, this is not right. I mean, I just been talking, and I've been asking God to minister to me because this right here, the stuff that I have saw with my own eyes, it's traumatizing. It's very traumatizing. And just to see innocent kids, babies. But we already know that's what the enemy loves. That's what the devil loves. He loved to go after the seed. He loved to go after the children. But like I said, his time is almost up. I see my girl says, no, ma'am, it sure doesn't make no sense at all. Not at all. But I promise you, it's all going to sit there. It's all going to work out for God's good. I know it's going to. And then I was listening to CNN. Oh, they were saying, how can you shut these people water off, their food off, supplies? How can you expect these people to live? Then you want to cut these people internet off where they cannot be able to communicate to people outside of where they are. What did these people do to you? And then we got our people, our silly sheets, because they already scare us. We can when they say sit, we sit. When they say bark, we bark. But yet we can go around tearing up each other. Oh, we'll tear each other up. But when they tell us to sit, we sit. When they tell us to shut up, we're going to shut up. When they tell you to separate yourself from this type of people, you're going to do it because we have been brainwashed. We have been brainwashed. Like I say, these people are embedded in our mind. They are controlling us because it's easy for us to come online and tear down one another. Look at all the stuff that's going on with Tasha K and all this other stuff. How she's you know, crying because they saying Cardi B wants to commit the S, and she's telling Cardi B, "Look, you makes me a better woman." How can someone with a $4 million lawsuit, somebody is suing you for 4 million, you have a 4 million judgment over your head, and you're going to tell that person make you a better person? You won't even tell that to your husband. Come on, guys, make it make sense. Like I said, we live in a type of world where we call good evil and evil good. That does not make no sense at all. And like I said, I really don't like getting into stuff like this, but like what the Most High God is doing is that you are misusing. You are misusing your platform. You are misusing your gifts because sometimes things happen for a reason. So you could sit there and you can change of what you are doing. If you know what you are doing is not working, then why you keep doing the same thing that you are doing? Not knowing that it's going to come to a dead end. And a lot of people that have these major platforms, yes, it's coming to a dead end if you're not using it for the right thing. You cannot keep going around thinking that you're going to tear down the person and not build that person back up. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that because we talked about it. You cannot put old wine into new skin, because if you try to put old wine into new skin, it's going to burst. And that's what a lot of people right now they are doing, is they trying to put old wine into new skin. How can you do that when we are right now close to the end? This is end times right here, guys. This is what I call the day of judgment, where the Most High God now is separating the sheep from the goats. He bringing them to open shame. And that's why it's time for us to rise up, because the world is waiting on you. Like I said, without you, nothing could exist. Nothing could breathe without you. And guys, I'm just in here. I'm just talking. I'm just in here talking. Even if I have to talk by myself, I'm just talking. But it's time for us to rise. It's time for us to sit there and stop allowing these people to distract us, because they know you better than you know yourself. They know that you are valuable. They know that you are the chosen ones, but you don't know it. And the reason why you don't know it, because you allow these people to continue rocking you to sleep. I see my girls in the house. Let me go and let her in. How you doing, Star?
Hi, Lady D. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you on. I'm just here. I'm just venting. I just saw so much stuff is just going on out there, and it's like our hands are tied. It's like so much. It's like all we can do is just come on and just entertain and stroke, and it's like we cannot deal with the real issues that out there, and some of us don't want to do it because it's not beneficial for them.
It's
So,
not.
what you
It's
think
like
about all that?
our hands are tied. We know, we see that what's happening is unjust. I mean, and if you speak on it, you'll get canceled, you'll get doxxed. Like, you know, it's intimidation at its finest.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I can't even watch it without my heart just
Mhm.
breaking. It's sad what's going on. It really, really is.
Mhm.
And people think that all folks are children, are naive, and don't really understand the issue of why this is going on.
Mhm.
But if you speak on it, like I said, you will get canceled, you will get bullied, you'll get doxxed, and sometimes your career might be over, depending where you work.
Mhm. And that's why we got to stop sitting at these people table and start building up our own house, because if we out there and we throwing money on unnecessary stuff because we want the bigger house, we want the bigger cars, we want the big of everything, then no, we're not going to have a voice. So you cannot go into somebody else's house and thinking that, oh, now I can say whatever I want to say if I don't have, that house to talk to, to talk in. So
Yes,
until we stop sitting there throwing money into all this foolish stuff and start building up our own platform, our own house, then we can start saying what we want to say. But you see, you remember when I had read this article, it was like a document, it was like 27 pages, is how the power that be, they was paying entertainers millions of dollars just to make them say and do whatever they want them to do. You remember when I was reading something like that? I need to go ahead and pull that article up again.
yes, yes.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
what they do to entertainers and these celebrities. They know how to shut them up. Pay them a couple of million. They don't mind paying you a couple of $1 million because they know if they pay it, most likely it's going to go back into their pockets.
Absolutely.
But they're going to pay that type of money in order to keep us put. You see where I'm going with that?
Yes, 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 yes. So what's the solution? I mean, you know,
And
what's the solution?
that's the best answer I heard. What is the solution? Everybody, I mean, we got people that have PhDs and all types of doctoral degrees, and they don't know what the solution is. The solution is that leave these people stuff alone. Stop sitting there running after almighty dollars.
Mhm.
I'm not telling you to be poor. I'm not telling you, but live above your means.
Yes,
Don't live above your means. Just be content of what you have. Because what's the purpose of trying to live like the Joneses and inside living like the Walters? Make it make sense.
yes,
And that's our people. That's the good.
yes.
That's our people.
Unbelievable. Now you touched on the issue with Tasha K and her concern for Cardi.
That's a joke. What you think about all that?
I think, I mean, I guess I would cry too and try to you know to come to some conclusion if I was in debt for almost $4 million. It's 3.8, but I guess they rounded off to $4 million. I would cry too because, but I think it might be too late. It might
Mhm.
be too late. I was watching another content creator, and the way it was broken down, that even if Cardi, ignores the money issue and doesn't collect on the debt, there's still other issues that she has that it's out of Cardi's hands. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, once you open up that door, I don't care if it was something so small that Cardi and Tasha K went through, but once you open up that door, you allow these people all up in your business and they're going to find something.
Oh, they are.
They going
They
to find
sure
something.
are.
So, like I said, now it doesn't matter. You are absolutely right. It doesn't matter what Cardi B, if she want to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm going to drop my part." Okay, you can drop your part, but they still going to find other stuff.
Yes. Which I'm sure that they have.
Of
They just keep
course.
it, they keep it in the freezer. They keep it cool. So when it's time to take it out into frost, then, all hell is going
Hmm.
to break loose. But I'm
Yeah,
sure they have found.
of
And it's just so
course.
sad because, you know, this lady was given a chance. All she had to do was take the videos down. I know it's
That's it.
probably easier said than done. I mean, we can sit here and say, take it down. That's all she had to do because she probably made a lot of money off that video. And taking
Hmm.
it down brings down your views, right? Brings
Yeah,
down
it,
your
it brings down
revenue.
your viewers, but the thing about it is that she had got paid for those videos. So, she already had got a boatload of money off of those videos, because YouTube pays you like every month. So she got paid off it. So I would have went ahead and took it down. But the reason why Tasha K, and I'm just saying allegedly, I'm just talking just like everybody else, okay? But
Mhm.
you know, the reason why I think that she didn't take it down because of her fan base, how people try to save face,
Yes.
because they don't want to feel like, oh, I'm being weak, I'm being, a punk. They don't want to feel like that. So I think that's the reason why she kept it up because I think that, she most likely wanted it, but she had to answer to her audience. And like I said, at the end of the day, honey, if you're not paying my bills, heck with the audience, help with these people, because they get to sleep at night. I'm up all night trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay a 4 point something $1 million judgment, you
Yes.
know.
And it's always that pride and the
That's what
ego
it
that
is.
gets in the
Yes.
way of they cloud people's view of this is not the right way to go, this is not the right thing to do. But that pride and that ego, it's
Hmm.
something else. It really
Hmm.
is.
Yeah. But like I said, a lot of stuff happened, for a reason. And I believe that, the reason why her life is on display is to show you what to do or what not to do. You see what I'm saying? And
Yes, yes.
this right here should set example for a lot of, young YouTubers that's coming out, or even anybody. You don't put your mouth on people, because if you put your mouth on people, you know that stuff gonna come back. And if you try to do people wrong, I don't care if that person did go out there and did what you thought that that person did. But like I said, what makes you the judge, the jury, and executor? Because you may not do what X done, but you done something. Because right
Yes,
now, like I said, it's out of Cardi B hand.
it sure
All
is.
that stuff is out of Cardi B hand, because once the Fed get into something, the Fed does not work like the states. You see, the state is going to sit there and come in, and they going to try to see what's going to stick. But when the feds come in, it'll take about 10 or 20 years. They are very patient people, where
Yes.
when they come in, they got all the evidence. They already know what's going on. And
They,
if they got to now dig into your grandmother and your aunt, because like I said, I was watching one of the YouTubers too, where they was reading the subpoena. They going after the children. You putting stuff in your children's name, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but that's what they said. You jeopardizing your children and all that stuff. But the thing about it, Star, what makes you think that you was going to go ahead and get away with it when you on a big platform, social media, way, like just like you said, everybody doxes everybody? Don't you think that when you do that stuff, that they going to your haters going to report you? She didn't think that
absolutely.
her haters was not going to report her every step to these people.
Yeah, she has she has a big fan base, and these people watch. They're
Yeah.
paid to watch. And they know, like, I think there's something where if your name is mentioned, like, you get an alert. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I wanted to say too that the feds has, they have a lot of money where the state doesn't, so they can keep digging and digging and digging until you find something. The state
Yeah.
is not as fortunate.
Well, like I said, them people, once you open the Pandora box, that's it.
And people of color can't get away with crimes
Hmm.
or things like other people can. You know what I mean? They really come down. That they really come down hard. So I mean, I just don't know. She should have just she should have just worked it out with the
Hmm.
lady. She really should have worked it out.
Well, like I say, it's a pride. But I even told you guys, you can go back on several of my videos that I had made because I know, when God speaks to me, and I saw this stuff in the spirit. I saw that black cloud over Tasha K head and how she was coming on social media all jolly. You can't tell me that you are that happy with a $4 million judgment over your head. You can't tell me that.
No,
And
no.
now everybody getting to see the real Tasha. They seeing that this stuff is stressing you out. I know I would be stressed if I know these people is all in my business.
Yes, yes, yes. And she jeopardized her children's future. I mean, what about
Yes.
your legacy, the money? You built this nice empire. It's not just for you. One day we all gonna go, and we have our legacy, our children, our grandchildren, and you want to make it better for them. Leave them a little something or fix something
Hmm.
when God takes us. But I think she messed it up. What do you think?
Yeah, she messed it up. And even if she's decide, I'm gonna go ahead and just come out of the blues with the $4 million, then you're gonna have to answer for it because you already told the bankruptcy court that you don't have it. So how all of a sudden money just all of a sudden just appeared? Now, like I said, I have a very, very huge platform, a very not huge. I wish I'm going to speak it into existence. You hear me?
Yes.
I'm going to speak it because it's life and death in the tongue, it's power in the tongue, and I'm going to speak it. I have a very huge, huge platform. I'm going to speak it right
Yes,
now.
you got to speak it into the
Yes,
universe.
I'm going to
Yes.
speak it into the universe because words are like seeds. Words, you reap it. And I have a very huge platform. But Tasha K have a very, very huge platform. Tasha K can work it right now. Tasha have almost 76 or maybe 100,000 people that watches her videos.
Mm,
Every video that she drops, she have over 70 to 100 some thousand people watches her videos. Did you hear what I said?
yes, yes. A
Now,
lot
if she got loyal
followers.
subscribers,
Hmm.
she can each one, if they wants to see Tasha K come out of this debt, each one of them out of the 70, I say 75,000, gives her at least 50 to $100. Each one of them give her 50 to $100. All that right there is like $4 million she'd have made off of 70 to 100,000 subscribers. She can get herself out of that debt right there.
Because she won't ask.
If they are loyal subscribers, they help put her there. They wanted the latest wine, which you
Yeah.
cannot put no old wine in new skin. So if they call themselves winos, then help dig her out of that hole because they can.
They really can. Yes.
Give her 50 to $100, each one of them, and that right there is almost $2 or $3 million right there in one whop,
And
where
so,
she
what's
can
the
come out
end
of
game?
that.
What do you think is the end game to all this? Do
The
you
end
think
game,
Barney? Uh huh.
well, like I said, the ball is out of Cardi B hands. Cardi B can go and talk to her mom. She can talk to her attorneys. And the attorneys, they gonna want their money because no love lost with them when it comes to Cardi B or Tasha K. So they're
It's
not
all
gonna
about
tell her to
money.
drop the. Yeah, it's all about
Yeah.
money. They're not gonna tell her to just drop the charges. Even though Cardi B in her heart she wants to drop it, but they'll say, okay, go ahead and drop it, but we still want our money. And
So do
even
you think those tears were sincere? Like like it was a sincere reach. She was concerned for this young lady's, mental well being. Do you think that it's just
who tears? Tasha K.
yes.
Girl, yes, those was real tears. You'll be crying, girl. Somebody put a $4 million law suit over your head, a judgment, a $4 million judgment. When you know that money got to be paid, I'll be bawling my eyes out too. You make you make one dime. They wants to take that dime and cut it four ways. Come on.
Four ways, four ways. Oh
I mean,
Lord.
those girl, those is not no crocodile tears. I heard another YouTube content blogger said, "Oh, those crocodile tears." No, those are real tears.
They're real tears, but not real concerns. Not
No,
concerns for the other party.
the heart far from loving Cardi B. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's
the
no way in the world that if someone I was having an argument or fight or such a that I will tell that person, you know, that I love you. There's just no I mean everybody's different, but there's just no way I would do that.
Do what?
Tell someone that that you had a beef with for a very long time, that you cared about them and you loved them. Like I would never put that in writing.
Oh my! Oh, you talking about come on air? How she said that?
Yeah, she says she sent her a DM and she told her
Yes.
that she loves her.
Well, quite obvious. She's trying to make it right. She's trying to right her wrong. You see what I'm saying? I
But to
said
say
there,
all
when
that,
yeah, when you want something, girl, that's a miserable feeling. $4 million is not something that you got laying around the house. Come on now, Star.
all right, I guess, yeah, I guess I'll say I love
Come
you too.
on. I say I love you. I kiss your feet. If you want me to come on and bark like a dog, I bark like a dog. But I need this black cloud from over my head.
Yeah. And do you think she learned her lesson?
No, because she's still doing it. She's still trying to put old wine into new skin.
Oh.
Girl, that days are those days are over with.
Oh.
It don't
Oh.
even sound authentic anymore. And
Wow.
just like Cardi B has said, Tasha K got to change. So how can you ask somebody, to drop all these lawsuits off of you and you still doing the same thing?
Didn't she just make a video? I mean, I didn't see it. I saw another content creator say that she made a video about Jason Lee and Bobby, somebody named Bobby Light. I don't know who those
Hmm.
two guys are, but like something negative towards them. Maybe it was like on Friday or yeah, what's today? Sunday, right? Yeah,
Well, I
on
don't really
Friday.
watch it that much, but like I said, I only can just give opinion. You just can't put that old wine. That wine is still the wine has no kick to it, Tasha K. Anytime when you making a half of a penny, they want to cut it that half into whatever. That old wine is not going to work no more. She just got to come up with something else. And if I was in Tasha K's shoes, this is what I would do. If I was in Tasha K shoes, this is what I would do. I would sit there and I would either work my audience. You remember how I was telling you, get them to come up with some money, to help me sell
Mm-hmm.
some of this, that. I definitely will do that. If she wants to stay on live, if that's her passion, I would work my audience. And we already saw how they have bloggers out there. They'll tell their subscribers they hungry, and before you know it, they sending them cash app and everything else, buying them all types of food and all the latest gadgets. So if
Yeah.
these little small content creators can get their subscribers to give them, what they want, make their wish come true, then what would it hurt of someone that have a million subscribers to get at least $100 from each one? Make it dedicated $100 each one. Do that. just like I said, 100,000 people out of the million subscribers that she have, that will clear her up right there. That will put her back on track. So that's my first step. That's what I would do. I would go ahead and work that. You understand? Because quite obvious, she's entertaining them, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So if her pride is that big where she feel like she's too proud to beg, then
Yes.
I would change position, which means that I would take my gossip and turn it into the message. And I would
Yes.
start motivating people and start, telling them, learn from my mistakes. That's what I would start doing. So she have two options. Well, really, she have three, or just go away for good.
I think she will be a good teacher on
Yeah,
where
I
to
think she would be a
go.
good teacher.
Yeah, on the do's and don'ts of social media, especially YouTube, and how not
Yes.
to get caught up in a lawsuit, what you should say,
Hmm.
and yeah, she should create like a class.
Yes,
Yeah, she take that.
a consultation, and I
Yes.
think people will pay for those classes. If she don't want to beg, if she don't want to ask each subscriber to give her 50 to $100 then yeah, she could start opening up a consultation class, and do that where they'll be paying like maybe $100, to come in and talk to her.
Well, there's a YouTuber, he's an attorney, and he charges I think $500 for consultation, like classes. Yeah,
Wow.
he does.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, guys, I'm a certified life coach, believe it or not. If you guys need some private talks or want to come on and, talk to me, for my advice, I'll be glad to give it to you guys. I need to go ahead and set up that as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
most of all the stuff that I say anyway, you can take it to the bank.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I'm giving it out free. So guys, make sure you go ahead and bring that video to Tasha K, because we already talked about that, Star. And Star, you've been following me from day one. I've been talking about all that way before Tasha
Yes.
K got into all this right here. I even
Mm-hmm.
said Tasha K need to go ahead and pump her brakes. Now I don't believe in no hoodoo, voodoo, and no witchcraft. I believe that all my whatever is poured into me comes from the Most High God.
Yeah.
So all I could say right now is that now she did it, but she cannot keep putting that old wine into that new skin. And the thing about it is that I heard Tasha K has say, if she tear down, she build up. No, Tasha K, you do not build up. When you tear down, you leave that mess.
Yes.
Touch K, I mean, when she had say, if I tear it down, I'm gonna build it back up. Girl, you never build back up. You still trying to dip and dab in that mess. It's like a dog going back into his own vomit. And that's what you trying to do. You are wallowing in your vomit. And I'm not saying that because I don't know Tasha K from a can of paint. I just speak what the spirit that's in me tells me to say. I'm not here to
Sometimes,
trash talk nobody. Go ahead.
no, and sometimes we get one chance in life, right? Whether
Mm,
it's in a relationship, marriage, business wise, sometimes you're lucky that that one shot, that one opportunity is it. So
mhm,
you can't just be tearing, in my opinion, tearing something down and then to think that you're going to build it back up the same
mhm,
way you did the first time. Sometimes it
mhm.
might flop. You might not get that same opportunity. You might not get the same people to help you. So yeah, that's
And you see, Star, I look at it different. I,
mm-hmm.
I I believe that you can get chances after chances. Long as you wake up in the morning, you still have life in your body. You still have is a chance that you can begin again. I don't believe that it's over until the Most High God says it's over. You
True.
can begin again, but the thing about it is that they wants to stay in their same stinking mindset. They still wants to continue doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything changes. Life changes. You don't even look the same. You get older. Everything, is a time and is a season for everything. It's a time to plant. It's a time to reap. It's a time to lay down. It's a time to pick up. So right here, she had a good run of all that she did. But like I said, you cannot build a solid foundation of tearing somebody else down because you're going to reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Absolutely true.
And like I said, much is given, much is required. And it's no way, like I said, that she could continue coming on and gossiping about everybody else when you got a huge dark cloud over your head. And I'm saying, that God can move it. I know what the most high God can do. He can move that from her today if she will, if she's ready, but she's not ready. She's not ready because she's still trying to backpedal. She's still trying to wallow in her own vomit.
Mm.
Girl, you better shake off those grave clothes. Those grave clothes is not going to work for you anymore.
So what do you? How do you think it can change for her?
The only
Like
way it could change is that she got to change her stinking mindset. She got to do what I had told you, either
oh,
work her audience, her subscribers, give if she got 70 to 100 viewers each time when she upload a video, have each one of them, either give her, donate her 50 to $100. That right there, that's about $3 million. Or she can give her consultation classes of what and what not to do.
okay.
And I'm pretty sure that people are going to listen to her
Oh yes.
because she have some very loyal, as they say, subscribers. But see, people are finicky. People are fair weather people. Long as you sitting there feeding them with all that garbage, oh, they gonna say, "Oh, I love you." But start putting them to a test. This is the time right now that Tasha K should put her loyal subscribers to a test. Because see, so many people say, "Oh, I'm down for you," but when the kitchen, the heat start turning up, then they're nowhere to be found. You know those type of people, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when the
Yes.
heat start turning up, they gone.
You're
So if
gone.
they
Yes.
sit there and they say, "Oh, I'm your loyal subscriber," I'm down with you no matter what, then make them put their money where their mouth is. Give a consultation. I need you guys to come and support this, or I need each one of you guys, to send me 50 to $100 so I can go ahead and get out of this and give you guys some good content.
And
Or
you
she
think
can
they'll
sit
do
there.
it?
If she asks for it, I believe. I
Yes.
believe. How would you know if you don't do it?
It's true.
How would you know if you don't do it? So, because just getting, of what she's doing right now is not making it. So it won't hurt to try. It won't hurt to try. And nobody can call out and say, "Oh, Tasha is on YouTube and her platform. She's begging." Well, you begging too. You begging too. You begging for all. You begging for chicken and begging for people to send you camera equipment. So you can't talk. That's like Pac trying to call the kettle black. Make it make
Yes.
sense.
Oh
And
Lord.
so, like I sit there and say, Tasha need to listen to this old Southern girl right here. I know how to get it off you, girl. Look, when this
Oh,
girl sat there and came after me, didn't she look? She looked like she said that was wondering how the heck she could get herself out of that. You see what I'm saying?
yes. 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 Mm-hmm.
Oh, you could get out of it. Yeah, but you're gonna go through it, but you can get out of it. I never saw a storm without seeing a rainbow after. Have you ever sat there and saw a storm and never ever saw a rainbow? The clouds going look, it's gonna clear up.
That's gonna clear up. Yes.
It's going to clear up. Ain't nothing is over until you close your eyes. You breathe your last breath, then it's over. But you can begin again. So, I hope they go ahead and touch Katie to start listening. Come over here. Come to this little small channel. Like I say, it might be small, but trust me, there's a diamond in the rut.
Yes.
Don't despise small beginners. Everybody got to start somewhere.
Yes,
But
yes.
I'm here to tell you, I could get her out of it right now. All she got to do is take those well, really two steps that I gave to her. Two steps, you
Mm,
know? Put that pride
yeah.
aside. Look at my
That's
girl Queenie. Queenie laughing.
it. Oh my goodness. Tasha, poor Tasha. Man, sometimes what the cost of fame can do to you, right?
Girl, that's the price. Much is given,
Yeah,
much
the
is
price.
required. That's why,
Yeah,
you have to be careful of what you ask for.
it's true.
You sitting there, you looking at somebody else like, oh, I wants to be the next Wendy Williams.
Mm,
Well, you don't know what it took to be the next William Williams. Stop worrying about somebody else's glory. Keep your eyes off of somebody else's stuff and put your eyes on God because you don't know that person's story. See, we wants the glory, but we don't wants the story. We
mm.
don't want the extra baggage with it. You
There
know,
is a lot of baggage to the
just
cost of fame.
because thank you,
Hmm.
just because it looks good, you don't know what it took behind the scene.
And they tell you they're miserable. They can't
Of
go to the
course.
stores and shop. They can't do a lot of things that a regular person can do.
Girl, I was miserable. Why you girl, I was definitely miserable. And trust me, being, when people all eyes are on you, people attached to you, but soon in a minute, when all that stuff gone, they gone. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
But long as you sitting there, they got something that they can get off of you. Oh, they gonna attach to you like bees on honey.
yes. And that's
People,
why I think
yeah.
that they won't help her. You know, you have people that say, well, she entertained, she was entertaining, but she got into it. Let her get herself
And want me to tell you something?
out.
Like they say, you have to try the spirit by the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And all she can do is try it.
I'm
A
trying it
closed
out.
mouth cannot get fed.
That's true.
So the only way that she can come out of this right here, she got to start working those subscribers, come up with some other plan because she cannot try to put that old winos, girl, and clapping on that glass. Girl, that wine is old. That wine is rotten. That wine is still, you know, that wine is still.
It's still, oh man. I guess she'll figure it out. You know, it's her life.
Hmm.
She's been dealing with this for what, 4 years? How many? I mean, well, the verdict didn't happen till when summer, right? This year
I
was
don't know,
last year.
but the whole thing was like 3 years, right?
Yes, yes.
Uh, that's like a black cloud over your head.
Oh my God, forever.
Girl, that's a black. No, it's not forever. Like I said, if she do what I do, if she can get over it, because God can give you peace in the midst of the storm.
That's
But
true.
but you see, it's easy for you to say it because cheek and tongue would say anything, right?
Yes,
But the heart is the one that's going to speak.
yes.
Now, when it comes to Tasha K crying, oh, she's crying because of that $4 million judgment over her head. Those real tears. Now to sit there and say she need Cardi B, God, she wish if she could sit there and zap Cardi B today and make her disappear, she would. You see what I'm
Disappeared.
saying?
Yes, yes.
She would. And she would be doing a victory dance after that, because that's absolutely $4 million that does not have to come out of her pocket. Because I don't think it's going to trickle down to her children. Where now her children gonna have to come after Tasha K. No, that's probably be a end deal right there.
So, do you think that maybe the person that or persons that she was protecting and that she'll help her pay this debt, or is it solely,
What you mean, person she was protecting?
she has a couple of celebrity friends that I think that can help her. No,
Well, like I said, if
if
you're
she's
talking
in a
about
pride and doesn't want
yeah,
to ask
yeah,
her
Nicki
audience,
Minaj and all them, girl, them people ain't gonna help her. Only one that can help Touch K if she open her mouth and sit there and get to work with her subscribers. But like I said, I wouldn't wish that on my worstest enemy.
oh my God, no, not
because
at
I don't
all.
think that Nicki Minaj is going to go ahead and cut, or any other celebrity is going to go ahead and cut Tasha K no $40 million check.
Check, yeah.
I see my boy in the house, Eagle soaring high. He say, "Lady D and Starbucks, how are you doing,
Hey,
Eagle?"
Eagle.
Yep. He say, "Hey, yeah," but
Mhm.
I don't know.
I
I
don't know.
don't know. Let me see if I can. We done did our hour, but let me see if I can go ahead and, because I was bored anyway today. What you was doing today, Star?
I did laundry and then I cooked dinner. That's why when you said, can you come up? I was dishing out the dinner. I had made
Mm-hmm.
some baked chicken.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, girl,
tortilla potatoes.
and oh my god, with this diet plan that they put me on, I am suffering. I think I messed up the day. I
You
messed up the
said
day. Yeah, my mom even laughed at. I said I could not drink no more of those protein shakes. Oh my girl, I said I can't drink no more porch. I mean, it's like I was on YouTube watching all these food channels and how these people was stuffing food down their mouths. Oh my god, it's like I was actually smelling the food. You hear
you were
me?
smelling it.
Yes. And if you really want to go and get some good food, I mean, you go.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I went on. I went on the wrong channel. I went on Be Love Live, and those big old crabs she be uh putting down her throat. I promise you, some other woman was fixing soul food, and I'm from the South, right?
Yes,
I'm down here in
yes.
the deep South. Man, she had. I mean, she was fixing some baked macaroni and some
Oh my
barbecue ribs, all
God.
that soul Southern food. I
Mm.
promise you,
Mm.
I can call my husband in here right now. I promise you, I was actually smelling that food. Star, I was just that far from telling my husband, "Look, you got to go get me some tacos or something from Taco Bell or something," because I was hungry. But girl, I woke up the next day and I
Uh-huh.
had to fix me some pancakes, girl.
But listen, you don't get one cheat day? Like
Well, that
one
was my
day?
cheat. That was my cheat
Okay.
day. That was my cheat day. And the thing about it
Okay.
is that I wrote it down. So when I bring in my notes, next month, I can be, I'm gonna tell them the truth.
Yes.
I had a cheat day. Sunday, I was watching all the stuff. I'm gonna just blame it on all the stuff because it is true. I was
You're gonna
watching
blame
all
it
this.
on you too.
Yeah, I was watching all this stuff that's going on around the world with this war, and
Oh yes.
it just had me so traumatized and depressed. Where I had to sit there and I had
And
to
eat.
just cheat. I had to cheat.
Yes, yes,
So I
yes.
wrote down that I did eat some pancakes.
Okay, good. Did you put fruit in the pank
No, I didn't
on
put
the
nothing in
side?
it. No, I didn't put
No.
nothing in it, but I did put some syrup.
Well, that's healthy.
No, it's not, because it's what you call that Aunt your mama.
Oh Lord. Oh God. Next time, just add some fruit to it so that at least it'll be healthy on the side.
Girl, I couldn't. I promise you, I
You
fell off.
couldn't say.
But
Oh, it's
I'm gonna
okay.
start
And you're
that.
supposed to. Yeah, you have one day.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I think I'm doing good because I think they put me on this strict diet because they know that I was going to put something that was not right in my mouth. Okay, Eagle said they're saying, I'm good. Give me a moment. Well, I've been here. We've
Yeah.
been on already an
If
hour.
you have a Whole Foods by you or near you, there's these cookies. They're called Partake, and
Mm-hmm.
you with that diet you can have like one or two. They're like chocolate chips. They're really little. Not
No.
there's a nice sized one, and
Mm-hmm.
well, you're not supposed to have any sugar.
Oh, they took sugar. They took it out of my diet, and I think the reason why they
Oh,
did is because they knew I was going to eat some kind of sugar. They don't even want me to eat
okay, okay.
bananas. I can't even eat bananas. I cannot eat apples nor
Oh, wow.
watermelon. No,
What?
they took
Really?
all that out. Yes. Now I can eat
Oh,
grapes, just a cup full of grapes.
okay. I see why you cheated.
Yeah, I
Damn.
can eat yeah, but mainly they want me to drink the protein shakes twice a day, maybe for breakfast and
Yeah.
then, for dinner. Now I can
Yes.
eat lunch, but they want to make sure that, it's something that has no sugar in it. Like any type of meat, I can eat any type of meat. I can eat that, which I'm not a meat person. Now they absolutely took the rice away from it. They say something about cauliflower rice. You ever tried that before?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Oh, it is. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And you know what? You can get it at, if you have a Trader Joe's.
No, we,
It's
we we don't
already
have that.
pre-packaged. No? Oh,
So how do
okay.
you cook it? You cook it just like you do regular rice?
Yeah. You just
Oh, okay.
or you can make it fresh. Buy your cauliflower, like shred it into the frying pan, maybe add a little olive oil and some fresh garlic.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, turn it from side to side, and then a little bit of salt, pepper, season it a little bit, and then pour it over your meat, on the side with your meats and your vegetables.
Okay. I see my boys in the house, Eagle soaring high. How are you doing,
Hey,
stranger?
Eagle.
All right. I just saw your notification. It just popped up. I don't know why. So I
I
know
don't
that
know.
you done your hour. So I just want to come up and say hello to you all.
Yes,
Hey,
I really don't
Eagle.
have nothing to do today.
I know
Start
that's
speaking to Yes, start speaking to you.
Hey Starbucks, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, good, good.
So
We're
yeah,
over here talking about diets and cauliflower.
oh,
Uh,
some of my favorite things.
mhm. Well, I'm gonna have to try it because oh my god, this what I'm eating right now is just keeping me still hungry. And yeah, I'm on a diet plan. I went to a Weight Watchers doctor. Now next month I have to have 6 pounds off, which I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna go ahead and have it off the way that I'm eating. So so Ika, what you think about going on with all the stuff going on around the world? What you think about that?
Oh, it's a hot mess. This. We are definitely at the broach of the end times right now. It's so much going on. The Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars, and we see war going on right now, even today. When you look at Israel and Gaza, and someone said Palestine being under attack, you know that we've reached that point now.
Mhm.
Uh, but God says that it's not, the end has not come yet. We're just in sorrows.
Mhm.
So
So, do you think that the ones that are fighting, do you think that those are the ones that, the Most High God is talking to? Because one thing that we do know is that God is not the altar of confusion, but of love, peace, and of a sound mind. And we also know that the devil come to do three things, and that's to kill, steal, and destroy. So do you
that's right.
actually think that these are God's chosen people? Without saying the name, because like I say, everything when it comes to this right here is very
Hmm.
sensitive.
Yes,
So we have to learn how to speak in our unknown tongue.
exactly. Uh, do I think that they're chosen by God?
Well, I'm just saying all the stuff, not just
That's
them
going on.
chosen, all the stuff that's
Right.
going on. Do you think that that is of God's plans? Because we already know that when it comes to the enemy, the devil, he loves to mimic God. That's what you call the
Absolutely.
Antichrist. He wants to do everything that he knows that the Most High God is going to do.
Right. I think what we're seeing now is prophecy
Uh,
coming into
And
fruition.
also one more thing. This video right here, I'm not gonna leave up here, so we can just talk, but just don't mention names here. But I'm not gonna leave the video
Absolutely
up
not.
anyway. Yeah, I'm
I
not
would
gonna leave the
not
video up.
do
Hmm.
that. Um, but yeah, I think it's just prophecy fulfilling itself, and as sad as it's going to, as sad as it is, and as sad as it's becoming, it's all going to lead us directly right there
Mhm.
into the end times.
Mhm.
Is it sad that a lot of people are going to be unlived? Yes. But then we also have to remember the Bible talk about the martyrs who will be up under the altar. So
Mhm.
there's got to be some martyrs.
Mhm.
We may not agree with the way things is going, but I believe God is moving and soon to come back
Mhm.
soon, because there's a lot of stuff going on this on the earth that is very disheartening and displeasing to him.
Mhm.
And so he's right now still shaking up the world and giving folks a chance to turn to him and to draw closer to him. And as we know, some folks just going to miss the wake up call. They're going to
Mhm.
miss it, and they're just going to be left behind.
Mhm.
Uh, but though what we're seeing is going on now, God is still in control.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He is
And that's
still
how
in
I see it too. I just don't see this right here. I don't even see that you know m- God has anything to do with this. I believe that this would we call where he had turned them over to a reprobated mind. And the
Yes.
thing about it is that so many innocent people, and that's where my heart bleeds at when I
Hmm.
see so many innocent people that's caught in the mix. Well, that's going to happen. You understand? And I
Absolutely.
truly believe that's why the Most High God keep allowing me to peep into this hole, the
Right.
same hole that he had Ezekiel to go ahead and peep in. And he said, can these dry bones live again? You see what I'm saying? And Ezekiel,
Absolutely.
and God say, yes, they can, where the Most High God is going to breathe new life into these dry bones. And what we see
Absolutely.
right now, we only seeing just a glimpse of what's going to happen.
Yes.
Because we already know that first, the enemy, the devil, he was going to release that 1,000 years. And I
Yes.
believe this is 1,000 years right here. And that's why, you know, I don't believe in astrology, and I don't knock anybody
Right.
else that believe in astrology, but I just don't, practice that. Now I'm not going to tell you is wrong, but if you look at astrology in the seven, we are now in the seven universal year, where
Hmm.
2 plus 2, because this 2023, right? 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7, right? So
That's
that
right.
right there is the beginning, right? Seven is the
That's
beginning,
right.
right? And I believe this is the beginning right now, and that's how
Absolutely.
and this is how my spirit been ministered to me with this right here. And I was trying to find on my community tab, because I don't know if I was talking to a country girl or it was somebody else that was on my community tab. It was like a couple of months ago. I even
Hmm.
gave the exact date. I said that, say this year around October, that some trouble is going to hit the land. I said, and they
Hmm.
say, oh my God, all I said there and say is just make sure you repent and make sure you stay on the wall, because
That's
those
right.
days going to come
That's right.
in order for God's word to be fulfilled.
That's right.
And I remember telling her that. And right now, what you see is the devil has been released. Satan has been released, because
Yeah.
now his 1,000 years is up. Because you see, 1,000 years to us it's like forever, but to God it's
Right.
like one day. So he has been released, and he know that his time is just for a moment. It's just for a short
Yes.
time. And what I see right now, my brother, this is how the Most High God give it to me. And because, like I say, the Spirit of God, he speaks to me. The ancestors I know is right here on my behalf. This is how he give it to me, is that, come on, God, is that this right here is what we see is on display. You know how he
Yes.
put everything in open display.
Absolutely.
And we know that the enemy, his job is to come after kids. He's been doing that from the beginning, right? The seed.
Yes.
Because he
Yeah.
knows that if he destroyed the seed, He
Hmm.
knows that he going to destroy the next generation, right?
That's right.
So that's why you see so many innocent babies caught up in the midst, because he wants the seed. He's out to destroy the seed.
That's right.
And that's why I tell everybody, what we call God or what we call good, it's not good. It could be evil.
That's right.
So what you calling God, you don't know what it is. All your job is to do two things: is to stay faithful and prayerful. Stay on that wall,
That's it. You are
because we
absolutely
know
right.
that this time was going to come. And,
Yes.
and it's not going to come in a volume of a book. People think, oh, I got the story. All I got to do is just open up the Bible. Do you think that the Most High God is going to test you that Abraham had how many sons, and Moses part the Red Sea? Do you think that's the way that the Most High God is going to test you? He's not going to test you in the book.
Mm,
He's going to test you with your heart.
that's right.
And what
You
we
are
see right
absolutely
now,
right.
their heart is so far from God.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. And then we have to realize and recognize that even the devil is going to be used to bring uh, fruition to the things that God has spoken over 40 some years
Hmm.
ago. Um, God's going to do his part, but he also is going to allow the enemy to do what he does.
Hmm.
And as you said, right now, he's allowing him now. He's
Hmm.
released him from that, released him, and now he's running rapid.
Hmm.
But everything that he does is bringing us even closer to God's word being fulfilled. Now, the thing is, we as believers and Christians and saints have to be able to discern the difference uh, between God and the devil.
Hmm.
Uh, he says that even the elite would be
Elect,
food,
even the
even
very
the
elect.
elect would be food if possible.
Hmm.
So this is why we must draw closer to God and stay closer to him and get in his presence. This is why we must pray. This is why we must begin to fast, because there's a lot going on, and if we're not careful, we'll fall for
Hmm.
the tricks of the enemy. Because as you said, the Antichrist is the one that comes to mimic everything that God
Hmm.
does, and he says that in these times there will be false prophets
Hmm.
arising. And so we got to be able to discern the difference from what they're speaking. Does it align up with God?
Hmm.
Or is it something that's flowing out of their flesh? Because he says that they will come in his name,
Hmm.
but they're not of him.
Absolutely.
So this is what's really beginning to happen now in real time, in real life. We're having these situations, these circumstances, and a lot of people is still going to miss the signs.
Hmm.
They're so intrigued with the beauty of things that they're going to miss what the enemy
Hmm.
is doing. So we got to be really careful, because we're in some dangerous times, and
Absolutely.
it's going to get worse than what we see now.
Absolutely. And I truly believe that uh the Most High God is speaking now to the church. And when I'm
Mhm.
talking about a church, I'm not talking about a building.
The people.
I'm
Hmm.
talking about the people. And as you can see right now, you wondering why the church is sick. The church is standing on one leg because it's sick.
Yes.
Because they
Yes.
have gotten so complacent. Because how can you say that you love God that you have not seen, but yet you hate your brother?
Exactly. So true. It's impossible. You can say it, but it's no true to it. You can't say that you love them, but like you say, you hate your brother and your sisters who you see daily. That's bad fruit that's on display.
That's it. And a lot of people, because we have gotten so conditioned and so it's like how it is, just like I say, we call good even evil good, where we wouldn't
Hmm.
even know the truth if the truth come and hit us right in our face, because
That's right.
we are the type of people that we don't want to go and do our own research. We don't want to study. If they
Absolutely.
say it, then their word is Bible. And when
Hmm.
even there's scripture saying that a workman should not be ashamed of rightfully dividing the word of
Dividing the
truth.
word.
It's a
That's
reason
right.
why he say rightfully divide the word of truth. Because right there is letting you know what you think it is not what it is. Because
That's
there are
right.
some crafty counselors. So people sitting there and say, well, I believe the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. You believe the will of God, not the written word of God. I believe the will of
Mhm.
God, because the will of God is written in my heart, not in the book.
That's right.
Because we know man could take an ink pen and an eraser and they could sit there and do whatever they want to it.
That's right.
Just like I told you guys many times, the devil knows the word. You put a hole in the middle of the Bible, he's going to tell you exactly what is missing. Just like if you believe in the stories, how he tried to tempt Adam and Eve and and
Hmm.
Jesus, he tempted them with what? The word.
The word.
And that's
Yes.
what's going on right now. That's why we got a lot of people right now are deceived, because see, when it
Yes.
comes to us as African, we are some very spiritual people.
Hmm.
We are very spiritual people, and they studied us. They figured
Yes.
out what's going to sit there and get us brain, get the ball rolling. How can I get these people off of their throne? Well, I'm going to
Hmm.
use what they love the most. Well, what do they love the most? Well, you can't say
The word.
material stuff. You can't say material stuff
That's
because
right.
in Africa, all the diamonds, all the minerals was right there in their backyard, right?
That's right.
So what could I get them with? I can get
The
them with the
word.
word,
Hmm.
because there are some spiritual people. So what they did was they manipulated into a whitewashed lie. That's why the Bible says that a workman should not be ashamed of
That's right.
rightfully dividing the word of truth. You can't fool me with the word, trust me. Because I knows how to
Absolutely.
cut it. I knows exactly how to break it down where even a child can understand.
That's it. That's it. And that's because you have great discernment. Your discernment can determine what's what's right and what's not. What's been spoken is right and what's not. And as you said, they're calling right wrong, and they're calling wrong right. And so we got to be able to test. And I believe you said it earlier, that we have to test the word uh, by the word. We got to test the spirit
The
by
spirit,
the
yes.
spirit. We've got to be able to do that, and the only way to do that is with discernment.
Mhm.
And if you're not close to God, your discernment dies out. We got to be able to feed our spirits
Mhm.
as we feed our flesh. And the way we feed our spirits is by getting in the word and allowing the word
Mhm.
to uh, be digested, because once we digest it, it's going to make us stronger. Our
Mhm.
relationship, we can't be straddling the fence trying to figure out if I love God or if I don't. I love
Mhm.
him halfway and I don't love him all the way. You're either
Mhm.
going to believe, you're going to believe either all of it or none of it. You're going
Mhm.
to believe that he is who he is, or you're not going to believe that he
Mhm.
is who he is. But the time is coming that when the sky is cracked and he steps down onto this earth, the Bible says that every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess
Mhm.
that Jesus Christ is Lord. And And it also says that let them that have an ear hear what the
Absolutely.
Spirit of the Lord is saying.
That's it. That's it.
So go ahead.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
So if we're not listening, and a lot of people are listening with their carnal ears
Mhm.
and not their spiritual ears. When you listen with your carnal ears, it'll mess you up all the time. That's why you must be able to tap into the spirit so that you can hear with the your spiritual ears.
Mhm.
And once you get to that place, you'll be able to discern what you're hearing, if it's the truth or if it's not.
Mhm.
So we have to just be careful about all these false prophets and false folks that is call themselves speaking in his name but don't believe
Mhm.
in him.
Like they say, have a form of godliness, but deny the power
Deny.
thereof. But you're
Yes,
going to know them by the fruit that they bear.
absolutely.
And
That's
the thing about it is that when I was asking the Most High God, I say, give me a revelation, and
mhm,
the revelation is for all this. What we see right now is that we are
right.
sitting in the judgment seat, and I say, what you mean that we are sitting in the judgment seat? That means that all eyes are watching. This is what you call the day of Pentecost, where
Yes,
we got people from four corners of the world. We all on one accord because we all see the same thing. I may not be able to speak your language, and you may
right.
not be able to speak mine, but we all know what's right and what's wrong. We all
That's it.
seeing the same thing. So this is
Yes,
how the Spirit had given me, is that when you give a report, make sure you give the right report,
yes. That's right.
because we are now sitting what I call the judgment seat.
That's right. And this, while sitting on the judgment seat, this is where God has began the separation of the
Mhm.
sheep from the goats.
Come on, talked about that.
And he's separating his children
Mhm.
from the dark and evil
Mhm.
ones. And even though all of us is sitting on the judgment seat, because we all got to be judged.
Mhm.
There's no way of getting around it.
Not at all.
And so people are going to begin to they're going to begin to see who really is of God
Mhm.
and who's
Mhm.
not,
That's it.
because of the separation.
Mhm.
Because see, we were all mixed in and blended in
Mhm.
with each other, that it got to the point and the place and moment in time where people could not discern believers from the world,
Mhm.
because they started acting like the world. And so God is separating and refreshing and renewing and restoring and regenerating his people with a greater anointing and a greater discernment.
Mhm.
So now people will be able to tell the difference. And as they begin to be able to tell the difference between the two, we're then going to become um, targeted even the more.
Mhm. Absolutely. That's why they try to do every and anything to go ahead and shut you up. And the
Hmm.
thing about it is that we falling for that okadoke. So that's why the Son of Man, that's why the man cannot rise. That's why we're not rising. We still asleep,
Absolutely.
because we allowing these people to just keep rocking us to sleep. And how they rock us to sleep, they rock us to sleep with what we love the most, and that's
Hmm.
material stuff. Like I was telling store, these people knows exactly how to keep us asleep, and they
Absolutely.
put all that foolish stuff in our way, the entertainment, the football, that Tasha
Hmm.
K stuff. Look at Tasha K. Tasha K is not going, like my sister and I was talking about. She's not going to have peace because we are now in what we call the latter days, the last days,
Yeah.
where you're going to have to give a good report. You cannot think that
Hmm.
you got a God-given gift and you got that gift to just tear down people. It's not going to work like that, because what the
Yeah.
Most High God is going to do, He's going to bring you to open shame. If you got a platform where you can reach, I don't give a care if you can reach one. One can put,
That's
or
right.
two can put 500 a flight. A five can
Hmm.
put 1,000 a flight. So just imagine what others can do. You see what I'm saying? But if you using your platform to constantly just tearing down, then you're gonna be brought to open shame.
Yes, absolutely.
You're gonna be,
No
because
doubt.
you're gonna have to give a good report.
Hmm.
Because just like he told
Absolutely.
Ezekiel, and I love the and I want to go ahead and that's what I want to go ahead and do Bible study on the book of Ezekiel, because who I know this is of God, because I feel the Spirit of God upon me right now. So guys, you make sure you catch this right here, where he told Ezekiel, he said, Ezekiel, peep into this hole in the wall. There is a hole in the wall. And
Yes.
God said there and say, look, what do you see in this hole in the wall? He said, there is some detestable people, people that said they're supposed to be his God's chosen people, but they
Right.
have turned their face against God. And God
Yes.
is about to bring them to open shame.
Absolutely.
He's bringing them to open shame. All he's doing right now is he allowing the world to see their sin. And we are right now in the comfort of our home, on social media, on our cell phones. We watching the Most High God bringing them to open shame, because nowhere in the
Yes.
world God is the altar of confusion. Nowhere
That's
in
right.
the world that God is going to tell you to sit there if you after a handful of people to tear down the entire country. No way in the world that is of God. God does not operate like that. What happened to love and kindness have I drawn? What happened to revenge is mine, says the Lord.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is facts.
So like I said, school is out. And I even had my background where I say school is out. It's no longer
Right.
trying to teach you. You had people, came great leaders. We had our ancestors. We had Marcus Garvey. We had Malcolm X. Look what they're trying to do. Minister Louis Farrakhan, shut him up. We had great leaders to sit there and try to get our people out of this. But you are some stiff-necked, knuckle-headed people. You didn't want it to come out of this. So
Right.
now, like I said, this is it.
Yes. This. It's
School is out. Either you
that's right.
in or you out. Either you're hot or you're cold.
That's right.
But you cannot be lukewarm, because he said, I'm going to spew you out. You cannot keep straddling the fence and thinking that you got time. Time does not wait for nobody. I talks about it all the time. One thing
Yeah.
about a thief is not going to call and say, hey, I'm coming in and I'm robbing your house. The thief ain't going to give
Right.
you no heads up. The
That's
thief is
right.
going to come and he's going to take your goods and he's going to sit there and do whatever he wants. And that's what we see right now. We
Yeah.
see a thief. That is a thief. When a thief can come into your house and sit there and take your goods and sit there and make you feel like, look, this is my stuff,
That's it.
making vacancy in my stuff, taking my land, taking my house. That's a thief. A
Yeah.
thief does that.
Yes. Yes, he does. Or she. That's exactly what he does. And people not again. People are
Absolutely.
still asleep.
Well, it's
They're
time to
still
wake up
asleep.
now, because this it, ready or not.
And so, like you said, ready or not, it's here. And time is like the sand in an hourglass.
Hmm.
It's running through and it's running through fast.
Yep.
And
Yep.
all you can hear is the tick
Tick
tock,
tock,
tick
tick
tock.
tock, tick
That's
tock.
all you can hear.
TikTok. And so
And
all I could say right now, not to cut you off, that reminds me of the 10 versions, where five
mm,
was wise and the other one was five was foolish. Don't
Yes,
let the oil run out. You know the story, my brother.
yes, 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 I do. And they wasn't prepared when the
Hmm.
bridegroom came.
Hmm.
They let their oil burn out, and it was a big mess. Now they were you find them trying to run around to see who they can borrow oil from
That's
so
it.
that they can light their lamps up.
But Star, if you want to jump in now. He's gonna say because she quiet now and she knows the word. Trust me, she knows it.
Oh, I
So
believe
if
it.
she wanna, but like I said, we are at a time right now which I did talk about it that people is not going to share the oil with nobody no more. People is not going to share no
That's
more.
right.
And you might say, "Oh, this person is being selfish." No, they're not being selfish. You was warned. You
Mm-hmm.
was warned that that time was going to come. And
Mm-hmm.
we only going to have enough oil just to get us to our destination. Because
That's
you
right.
remember, go ahead and read that story, the 10 virgins. When they wanted to they all ran out because they wanted to be up all night doing all this foolish devilish stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
when that time came, they didn't have nothing left because they was up all night sitting there misusing they oil.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that sat there, they was listening for that call and preserving and saving. So when that sound came, they had enough oil to get them to their destination, but they
That's
couldn't
right.
share it with nobody else. So what they did, the five foolish, they had to leave and go and try to buy some more. And when they
That's right.
came back, the door was shut.
Yes, yes, yes,
The Most
yes.
High God already told you to make preparation for this time. He told you a famine was coming into the lane. He told you
Yes.
that the devil was going to be released, but you ignored him. Now you're knocking on the door, asking people to let you in. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should have been prepared for that day.
That's right. And they say when you plan to fail, you fail to plan.
Wow, that's deep. I got to take that one from you.
And that's what they did. They planned to fail, but they failed to plan
Hmm.
because they didn't those virgins did not do what was required
Hmm.
of them, and they used it frivolously. And like so many of us today, they think, "Oh, I got all the time in the world.
Nah.
I got all the time in the world before that comes." And it comes so quickly. Now you're caught with your pants. That's
Wow.
probably not a good. And now you're caught empty.
Hmm.
And what God is saying to us even today is that our oil is running out.
Yes.
It's running out because we're even now we're being prepared. We're supposed to be prepared
Hmm.
for what's to come. And yet they still sleep talking about I got all the time
Hmm.
in the world.
Hmm.
It's not coming. Over the years they said that this was gonna happen, this was gonna happen, that was gonna happen, and it didn't happen.
So, explain to them when you say they still sleep, because see, some people thinking that you in the bed. You're not talking about in the bed taking a nap, right?
Oh no. No,
You
no,
talk
no, no,
about
no.
sleep because you are dipping and dabbing in the things of this world.
Yes. You've become a part of the world. And not only have you become a part of the world, but you're doing what the world is doing.
Hmm.
You're dabbling in things that you don't have no business dabbling in. You're launching off here and launching off deeper into sin, and you're doing this and you're doing that. You're hotbed hopping. You're still gossiping. You're still doing things that you know that
Hmm.
displeases God. And when you hear the truth, you reject it.
Hmm.
You're so you've been in a lie so much that when the truth comes, you can't receive it. And so the things that you're doing that's not in God's will is rocking you to sleep, because a lot of you are still trying to chase after a man. A lot of you still trying to chase after a woman. Many of you are still chasing after the things of the world instead of the things of God.
Hmm.
And the more
And
you chase after the things of the world, the more asleep
absolutely,
you go
absolutely.
while walking around, functioning, doing everything that you're supposed to do in your daily life. You're being lulled to sleep by the sins of the
Mm,
world,
mm, mm, mm.
and that's dangerous.
Yes, it is. It's very dangerous because see, they thinking just like you said that they have time. Time waits for nobody.
No, it
Time
does.
waits for nobody. So either you're in or you out. You got to get ready. You can't
Yeah,
get ready. You got to be ready because you never
that's
know when
right.
that time is gonna come. And we right now we are in the end times. Look around, all the
Absolutely,
stuff that you see, all this stuff. Just
absolutely.
like I said, we know that this time was gonna come. You can't say, "Oh, I didn't know." You knew this time was
That's
gonna
right.
come. You just thought that you had time,
Hmm.
and that's why I say that judgment has fallen on the church. All these
That's where it was
ones
going to
that's
fall
sitting
first.
there and thinking that they can still cut people down, still gossip and tear
Hmm.
without building people up. I'm not telling you to sit there and go on your platform and preach doom and gloom, but I'm telling
Right.
you that you better tell them what thus says the Lord. When you
That's
was
right.
a child, you act like a child. Now it's time for you to grow up.
That's right. And even when you look at Matthew, the 24th chapter,
Hmm.
you see Jesus in the temple with his disciples.
Hmm.
And you see Jesus prepared to leave the temple, and the disciples follows
Hmm.
behind. But the disciples is trying to show Jesus how beautiful the temple is.
Hmm.
And Jesus says to them, uh, you're missing it. You don't see. So, what is Jesus saying? Jesus is saying to them and to us today that the time is coming to where the temple, the church, is going to fall, and
Hmm.
not one stone should still be standing.
Absolutely.
So, in today's time, we see that the church, we recognize that there is the building, the church, but
Hmm.
we are the church. The church is a living organism. We are
Hmm.
the church. So the walls, the buildings of the church is going to fall.
Absolutely.
Denominations are going to fall. Whether you're
Absolutely.
non-denominational or you have a denomination,
Hmm.
the apostolic is going to fall.
Absolutely.
The Episcopalian, the Baptist, all of this is going to fall. And not only that, but your title is going to
Wow.
fall.
Wow.
You as a bishop and as a pastor, as an apostle, as a prophet, your title is going to fall. All of that is going to fall because none of that really means anything to God anyway. He is
Absolutely.
not looking at the building that we're in, but he's looking at the heart. And so the time is coming where it's going to fall, and the church is starting to fall. To even now, when we look, it's starting to fall because everything it's no longer about God and what God can do and equipping and preparing the people to be able to be an overcomer and how to resist the devil. But now it's about fashion shows. It's
Come
about
on.
money. It's about who has the biggest house, who has the biggest car, who has a plane, who has the biggest title, who can hoop who's the baddest hooper and who can hoop and holler, who can draw a big crowd.
Mhm.
All of that is about to fall and crumble
Absolutely. And
in
want me to
this.
tell you why? Want me to tell you why? Not to cut you off. Want me to tell
What?
you why? Because it's all man-made. It's all a fashion
Exactly.
show. It's man-made. So anything is of man, you're gonna know what's of man because of what man put their hands on. They made religion. You name all that
Hmm.
Baptist, Methodists, all
Hmm.
Pentecost, whatever. All that is man-made. All that is religion. And when you saw the stones, he said, not one jot, not one stone is going to be left. God
That's
is
right.
breaking down those walls. He's breaking down religion
Yeah.
because, like I said, it's the heart of man. It's not what's on
That's
the
it.
outside. It's not the
But the
appearance on the
heart,
outside, but it's the heart.
absolutely.
So he's going to tear all that down because that's what caused division. That's the what made us in the predict. That's what kept us in the predicament that we are in now. Oh, I'm not going
Absolutely.
to be a part of this because of your religion. That's what separated us. God is looking for
Hmm.
us to come together in unity. One, when we come together, we can be a force to be reckoned with. And if anytime
Absolutely.
you want to charm me and Star, because I think Star, we done put Star to sleep or whatever.
Oh,
But
no.
just jump in anytime. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, so we're all of that is wonderful. And I like what you said about us being in the judgment seat. And most definitely the church is going to be judged first
Hmm.
because we're supposed to be of God and be following his example. But we're so it's so messed up now. That's why I like um, coming to this platform to minister because it's
Thank
my
you.
church without walls,
Absolutely.
and you can reach the people that has an ear that's listening, even strike a bit of curiosity in them. They may not come running right
Hmm.
away, but you done planted that seed.
That's it.
And so God is getting ready to raise up a whole new
Yes.
a remnant of people. And the Bible says that the remnant that he's going to raise up is not of the sheepfold. This is why we got to be careful about how we treat people. Because somewhere up in there, I'm sure it's going to be some homeless folks, and it's going to be
Oh,
some
it's a lot.
prostitutes,
It's a
and
lot.
it's going to be some drug dealers up in there. It's going to be some folks that whose heart has been pricked, and
Hmm.
all they got is a yes. And that's what God wants from us. He
Hmm.
wants a yes, yes to his will, yes to his way, yes to whatever it is that he
Hmm.
wants us to do. Wherever you want to send me, Lord. If you need somebody to send, here am I, send me. I'll speak for you.
Absolutely.
I'll speak, I'll
Absolutely.
minister for you, I'll lay hands in your name. He's looking for somebody that's uneducated.
Hmm.
Because, see, a lot of folks have all this education and is still falling.
Come
And
on
not
now.
only are they falling, but they are failing the
Hmm.
people. They're failing the people because they're not teaching them uh, the word. They're not dividing it right.
Hmm.
They're not doing all of that. Everything it's so bad now that you can't even tell the world from the church.
That's it. That's it. And I like how you said, that God is not using the ones that with the education or whatever. He like I said, some of them have gotten so how you say it, so puffed up.
Hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why he went when he was making disciples, he went ahead and used fishermen's
Yes,
because our tax collectors, because the
absolutely.
ones that was unlearned. Because if you go and you get
Hmm.
people that you think that have a high degree and they gonna feel like, oh, I can take over this show. No, this is not about
Hmm.
a show. This is not about Squatty Dotty or anybody. So
Absolutely.
what he's doing is he's using the ones that you call less than, the ones that you step
Yes,
on, the ones that's
yes.
under the bridge or the ones that was on crack. He's cleaning them up, and that's exactly how why he was using fishermen's, because he
Hmm.
was cleaning them up for such a
That's
time
it.
like this. Because
Hmm.
he wants to pour in the oil of joy. He wants to put on the
Yes,
garment of praises. Because if you sit there and you all puffed up, you're going to think you're going to get the glory. But he said, I'm not going to share my glory with nobody. That's why I
that's
say,
it.
when it comes to these jokers saying that they are the messiahs, oh, the messiah is here, the messiah is there, you're going to know.
That's
You're
right.
going to know. And what the Most High God is looking for right now, He is looking for you to wake up. Because when you wake up, black man, when you wake up, God and goddesses, then the entire world gonna fall in
That's it.
line.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is what the people need to hear. This is truth. This is not formula. This is real meat. This is, you said it before. This is meat and potatoes. What's been shared out today? It's meat and potatoes,
Hmm.
and it's something that they'll be able to chew on and
Absolutely.
digest. You
Absolutely.
can. It's so simple that, as you always say, that even a child
Hmm.
can grab a hold of it and run with it and watch. We need to watch the children.
That's it.
We need to watch the children because not only are they becoming a danger to the enemy, but they have a word inside of
Hmm.
them that they hear, that they're running. They're doing what we as adults should be doing.
Hmm.
We scared and silent, but the children are running around telling people, you know, God loves you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He
And that,
died.
absolutely, not to cut you off. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They're witnessing, they're being a testimony, they're
Absolutely.
being witness, and we're still sitting on our hands,
Come on now.
looking around, wondering what we gonna do. No, it's time out for being afraid.
Mm, mm,
We
mm.
got to stand tall. The Bible says to cry out, um, to spare not and cry loud. We've got to cry out because, particularly now,
Mhm.
now is the time.
Absolutely.
And if we don't, the blood is going to rest on our hands. And so we got to be like the children and run and tell.
That's it. That's it. And I like how you brought up the children because, like I said, when it comes to the Bible, the Bible is only a book of collection. When the children was the only ones that was able to escape, and that's why the enemy is
Hmm.
after the children,
Yeah,
because when I read the Bible, I just don't read it as just a history book. I read it as a book of prophecies because I believe that we are
exactly.
talking about the now. And
Hmm.
when it was time for them to exit out of the wilderness, only the children, I think it was like 25 on down, was able to enter out of the wilderness. Only two older ones that was able to come out, and that was Caleb and Joshua.
Yeah,
Even Moses could not go into the promised land. Moses was able to peep. And
yes,
this right here is talking about the now, where the older generation, they going to die out. It's the younger
yes.
generation is the ones that's going to pick up this mantle and run with it.
Hmm.
And see, that's why the devil is after the younger generation. He's not after
Yes,
the old folks. He's not after these people because he know that he already got them.
yes,
But if he can get the younger generation, that's why he goes after the younger seed, because he
yes.
can break and mold them.
Hmm.
But this younger generation, this is a fierce generation that's they going to stand up and say enough is enough.
That's it.
And that's what the Most High God doing right now. He's gathering up an army that is after God's own heart.
Yes,
That they are not going to take bribes under the table. Why you think this
that's
younger
right.
generation right now is not going into these voting polls? They see these jokers. These jokers
Hmm.
been telling us these same stories since we landed on Plymouth Rock. They
Yeah,
gonna say, look, you gonna have to earn my vote this time.
that's right.
Because too many times you sat there and you told us that if we do this, we're going to get that. You had everybody's back except our back,
Now,
but yet you
mhm,
rode on our back.
that's it.
But this generation, they not going to sit there and turn out. They going to stay in their home until you sit there and do what you say you was going to do.
That's right.
And
That's
this is
right.
what I call the Joshua
Your
generation.
generation. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. He's got to raise up this next generation, this Joshua generation, because as you said, we as older folks and seasoned laborers have been defiled.
And I'm not talking about older, just because of age. I'm talking
Right.
about people that still sleep,
Yeah,
still have this child mentality. I'm talking about these old people that just
absolutely.
don't. I'm not talking about age because, like I said, this is a spiritual warfare.
Absolutely. And so he's got to raise up a Joshua generation that's not afraid. That's bold enough to stand for. That's
Mhm.
like the three Hebrew boys who preached and stood on God's word. This is what he's looking for. This is what he needs. Somebody that's not going to bag down.
That's it.
The young people are very observant,
Mhm.
and they've watched over the years when it comes to voting. They've watched over the years how people came and said they were going to do this, they were going to do that, they were going to do this and do that, and they didn't do it. So
Mhm.
now they're watching everybody with a watch for
That's
eye,
it.
and they're careful about the choice. Some of them are careful about the choices that they make,
Mhm.
and
And
this is why
because
God
they
is.
now sitting on the judgment seat now. They are
Mhm.
watching. They seen that you policing everybody else country. You sitting there, you sending billions of dollars to fund other people's stuff. But yet when it's time for you to say, oh, you're going to cut our reparation check, or we got
Mhm.
homeless people, the unemployment line is so long. We don't have food on our shelves, and so much
Right.
stuff is right here on American soil, and you saying that you don't know where you're going to get that money from, but yet you can cut billions of dollars and fund other people on unnecessary stuff. You know,
Mhm.
people are watching all this stuff. Those people
Absolutely.
in other countries, it's not going to put you in the seat.
That's right.
They're not going to put you in the seat.
You are right about that.
And we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are tired of seeing that you can bring in illegal people, Ukrainian, 150,000 people, give them benefits, give them housing. But right
Mhm.
here, we got our own people sleeping under the bridge, don't know where they're going to get their next meal, being
That's right.
evicted, got to rob Peter to pay Paul.
That's
But
right.
yet you got money to sit there and support people that never even paid one dime in taxes.
That's right.
That's just to show you we live in a world that love its own. Like my
Yes.
sister say, sending billions and not forgiving student loan debts. I mean, look at that. All this stuff is a
Mhm.
trap. They set a trap for us. Don't know how to sit there and get us out, but we can figure out how to get everybody else.
That's right.
This like I say, this generation, this is a Joshua generation. They're not gonna
Absolutely.
do what their forefathers did. Oh, yes, sir,
That's right.
master. Oh, you say this, master. Oh, we
That's
gonna
right.
get out, we gonna get our whatever when we die, when we go to heaven. This generation said, no, just like you having your heaven right now on earth, I want
Mhm.
to have my heaven right now on earth.
That's it.
I don't have to have my heaven when I die.
That's it.
You see, this generation is not gonna play.
Absolutely
This
not. They fight us. They are definitely
and I'm
fighters.
glad that they fighting. I'm glad that I see my brothers fighting.
Mhm.
And that's why I sat there and say, we cannot say, oh, we going to pick side. No, we standing on righteousness because we've been
That's it.
through it. What you going through, we've been through.
That's right.
And we still
Right.
going through today. Look how they're building up all these private prisons and still building private
Yes.
prisons. But yet we got so many of our people, all they need is a mental hospital or some kind of hospital or some kind of therapist. We don't have programs like that. Our
That's it.
program is to throw them straight into jail.
That's it.
We
That's
cannot
it.
even figure out what's going on here. You giving other people reparation, but we built this country. off our back. We built this. Everything
Yeah,
that you see, we built.
absolutely.
So why we can't enjoy?
That's because they still want to hold us
My
captive.
God, my God. And
They
that's
they
what
still
not to cut y'all, but I like what you say. They still trying to hold us captive. What that sounds like? That sounds like what Pharaoh did. Pharaoh
yeah,
sat there and kept his foot on the people neck because he know if he would have released them, then want me to tell you something? Then he had to do the work by himself. And you know Pharaoh was
that's
not
right.
going to do the work by himself.
That's right.
So what they doing is playing that mind game. Wake up, people. Go ahead,
And
my
then
brother.
we see how God dealt with Pharaoh, trying to still hold his people captive. Now God had warned them, and he warned them. He sent Moses to warn him,
Mm-hmm.
and he still did not heed to God's voice.
Mm-hmm.
God sent Moses, the man with the staff and the stutter.
Mm-hmm.
And he told Pharaoh, he said, let my people go. God, he says, I am that I am, has sent me to tell you to let my people go.
Well, I'm telling them right now, brother. You telling them right
And,
now. Like I say, this is
and
not a
he,
pre-ancient story. We telling them right now. Let my people
absolutely.
go.
And so my whole purpose is that he had to deal with Pharaoh in a rough manner. He began to send the pestilence. He began to send darkness. He took his firstborn child.
Mm-hmm.
So God dealt with Pharaoh of that time like that, I can guarantee you he's going to deal with the same Pharaoh in the same manner here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to do
Can you
what
identify that Pharaoh? Because, like I said, the Most High God is doing. He's shining the light on them right now. So, who is that Pharaoh to the day? Who is the Pharaoh of this day?
is the ones that believe that they're entitled and think that they are more superior than we as African Americans. They they're the ones that sits up in the government,
Come on now.
and
I know you're gonna get it.
they sit up in the cabinets making laws that
So you
turn
trying to
on
tell me?
us.
You trying to tell me, my brother, they are the law keepers of today?
Well, that's what they think they are. That's what they think they are now.
I know you're gonna get it.
That's what they think they are, but they're not. Because
Come
there
on.
is a law that still sets above theirs.
Mhm.
And it's called the law of God.
Mhm.
And just as they think they got a ups on us, God's got a ups on them. And we're going to begin to watch them fall. We're watching them fall now, but there's even going to be a greater fall
Mhm.
because God sees, as well as I see, and I'm sure you see, the division that they're
Mhm.
trying to, that they've been trying to establish to keep us as African Americans fighting with one another. See, it's
Absolutely.
funny how the enemy comes in
Mhm.
and he do his dirt, and then he creeps on out while we're fighting against each other.
That's the like I say, the system is not messed up. This is the way that the system is
The
designed.
system will.
You
Yes,
see, that's the way the system is designed. And the thing about it is that nothing is new under the sun. When
absolutely.
you saw how the children in the Bible, like I say, the Bible is only a foreshadow of what's to come. These people
Absolutely.
was crying to go back in bondage. I promise you right now, if God would send a Moses to tell, which he did, he sent
Hmm.
Marcus Garvey, he sent Malcolm X, he sent so many great leaders
Hmm.
that stood up to Pharaoh and say, Pharaoh, let my people go. But
Hmm.
our own people will sit there and put their foot on your neck to keep you from coming out of bondage. Marcus
Hmm.
Garvey own people was the one that set him up. Our people was crying and whining because they wanted to go back on in Pharaoh's house to eat beans and onions.
Yes.
So our Pharaoh right now, our people right now, if God was send someone to come and get us out, which he have sent somebody right
Yeah.
here, but we don't want to come out because we so materialistic now. And they
Hmm.
know that long as they can dingle all this material stuff in our face, then we
Hmm.
gonna want to stay in bondage. If we don't have our hair weave, if we don't have our long lashes, our
Absolutely.
long nails, if we don't sit there walk around with our entire uh investment on our back, we don't want to come
Hmm.
out of her.
That's right.
We don't want to come out of her. We like it in here. So what you
That's
doing?
it.
All you doing is tying up God's hands. God said there and say, I'm not going to force myself upon you because I am a
That's right.
gentle God. So if God said,
That's it.
I'm not going to force myself upon you, then I'm going to continue allowing you to wallow in your mess until you say enough is enough.
That's it.
Absolutely, Queenie. She said they better get ready for it.
Absolutely.
You see?
And yes, they better get ready for it. They really need to.
You see?
That's why things is happening now.
Absolutely.
That's why, because we're in the times of sorrow now. We're there, and God is still letting us know. Time and tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
got you at a point and a place now in time
Hmm.
where you're in sorrow, but it's about to move from sorrow to something totally bigger.
Hmm.
And if we keep walking around here asleep, we are going to miss
Yes.
everything. We're going to
Yes.
miss it going after. See, I'm so glad that even though my mom raised us up and we get nice things, I'm so glad that I'm not so into
Hmm.
nice things. I'm not so into biggest houses and biggest car,
Hmm.
materialistic things. I've
Hmm.
never been that way.
Hmm.
My focus has always been on God and doing what it is that He wants. It's nothing wrong with having nice things, but
Hmm.
don't make them nice things
Your
your God.
God, your God, you God. And that's why a lot of people right now is falling flat on their face. I was one where my knees was not good enough for God. I had to fall flat on my face, but he can raise you
Hmm.
back up. That's why I can minister to a person like Tarsha K and tell her you cannot build a solid foundation off of material possession. That's like building a house on sinking sand. You cannot take that stuff with you. I never once saw anyone bring all their goods into a graveyard. I never saw a
Hmm.
U-Haul in the graveyard because you cannot
Absolutely.
take that stuff with you.
That's
And
right.
and that's the way that the system is designed. These
Yeah.
people, and I read this article, is a PDF I read, and I might pull it up again Monday and do my teaching on that, where these people will pay entertainers millions of dollars. Do you hear what I said?
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
power that be was paying people millions of dollars, black people millions of dollars. They don't mind giving you that money because they know if they give you that money, then they can control you to pull off this stuff that they doing right now, how they stereotyping us, how we act in a plum
Absolutely.
fool. They pay these people millions of dollars to act a plum fool because they don't want you to know who you are. That's to
That's
keep
right.
you to sleep. They pay
Hmm.
these entertainers millions and billions of dollars just to keep you to sleep. But these silly
Yeah.
sheeps, they don't see it.
Yes.
These silly sheeps don't see it.
And you know what else that I'm seeing being cut down in this time? Because what's happening in the spiritual world has now really began to work its way into this earthly realm now.
Hmm.
But something else that I've seen that I don't know if anybody else have noticed, God is starting to also cut down these idol gods, this idolatry
Absolutely.
spirit.
Absolutely.
I can see it falling. Even you mentioned the rappers and things. these celebrities that have gone in too deep and have
Mhm.
sold themselves to the enemy,
Mhm.
you see them having more issues and problems
Come on.
now today. Look at these reality shows, look at the
Mhm.
rappers, look at some of these actresses and these actors. They're falling
Of course.
because number one, some of them knew God way
Mhm.
before they reached that place in life.
Mhm.
And then they got into the entertainment arena and sold themselves,
You
sold their souls.
you know how it says in the Bible about fallen stars, right?
Hmm.
They are the fallen stars, the celebrities. Remember, I told you I do
Yes,
not look at the Bible like some preacher stories. They are the
absolutely.
fallen stars. And what they are doing is they sold out. They can't even come out of it if they want to come out of it because
Absolutely.
they have sold out. They have initiated themselves where you either going to be 6 feet under, you going to be
Yes.
just like they did Bill Cosby in jail, and you sold yourself. So they go, what they do is it's called a Luciferance movement. I
Yes.
don't know if you're
Yes.
familiar with it, but it's called a Luciferance movement. A lot of those celebrities is in that type
And
where they have
yes.
sold themselves out, where they have taken the mark of the beast. Even if they wants to come out, they
Yes.
cannot come out.
That's
They
right.
cannot come out of it. And that's who we look at. We look up to people like that, celebrities,
Hmm.
because they know when it comes to black people, our African people, we mimic of what other people do. Because
Yes.
see, we are a part of what you call a tribe, where
Hmm.
we had the chief, the god and the goddesses, we had that, and it's still
Absolutely.
into our fiber in our soul. So if you
Absolutely.
see a Barack Obama, you're gonna look at him and as a leader. If you see a Beyonce, you're gonna look at her
Hmm.
as a superstar. So they going to make somebody for us to idolize, and that's why we are
Hmm.
in the position that we
That we're
in
in
to
now.
the day,
Yes.
because God said that you don't serve no man. You
That's
serve
right.
him. So long
That's
as
right.
we keep our eyes on man, we're gonna stay in the condition as we are, what I call the bottom of Loda bar.
Hmm. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And that's why so many of them now are falling. And
Mm-hmm.
there's so much more to fall. People just got to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Open their eyes. Not watch with your physical eyes, but with your spiritual
Mm-hmm.
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important that they got to wake up.
That's it.
They got to wake up so that they can see, because there's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with the disciples, they saw the beauty of the temple, and they was showing Jesus the
Mm-hmm.
temple. But God told them, He said, there's so much more
Mm-hmm.
that you got to
And he
see.
tore it down. He tore it down.
And He tore it down. And there's who what a falling that's coming.
But he can build you back up because he built it back
Absolutely.
up in 3 days. He can tear you
Absolutely.
down, but he can build you up. Just like I say, when it comes to all the stuff with Tasha K, and I'm gonna keep talking about her because she's in my spirit. God can build her up because it's not over until God says it's
God
over.
says that's
But you
right.
cannot do what we talked about. We talked about this already, my brother. You cannot put old wine into new skin. And it so happened
Yes.
that God have her channel called Unwind with Tasha
Right.
K, the winos.
Yes.
You cannot put that old stinking wine into that new skin.
That's right. It's going to explode. It's going to burst. It's going to
Mhm.
leak.
And that's what she's doing right now. She's
Yeah.
exploring. She about to explore. This girl,
Hmm.
if she don't come out of that stinking mindset and come out of that hog's pen, she's
That's it.
going to explore. She's going to lose it.
Yes. And trust and believe. Keep an eye out on these YouTube streets, because a lot of create content creators are going to fall as well.
Absolutely, because we are now sitting in the judgment seat. Your platform is the judgment seat. All eyes on
Absolutely.
you. I don't care if you got one or two people. You can cause that one person or two person to sit there, either stumble or get up, get in
Yes,
position, put the whole arm of God, and stand against the wiles of the devil. But you
that's
sit
it.
there, you so busy trying to keep up with Dottie Squad and everybody, where
And
God
the
is about to
Joneses.
bring you into
Come
judgment.
on.
God
Come
is
on.
about to pull
Come
that
on
from
now.
under you.
Yes,
He
absolutely.
about to pull it from under you.
Yes, he is.
Man, this is good. I mean, this is real good. Look, you done gave me some material for almost for a whole week because I'm going to eat off of this. I'm going to eat off of this like it's some fine wine. I'm gonna eat off of this. I'm gonna pick this apart.
You got to.
I'm
It.
I'm not gonna leave this video right here up, but honey, I got a lot of stuff that I can last for a whole month, 2 hours. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yes, I feel you, sis. I,
Because this
I'm.
is real. This is no joke, guys. This is real.
Yes, it is. And I'm now. Let me. I have been going through some. Well, we could all go through things on the outside of
Mhm,
these YouTube streets, but you start going through things in your spiritual walk. And I knew it was something God was trying to get me to receive, but I struggled with it, I guess. Let me put it that way. I struggle with it
so what you
because
mean receive?
uh and looking at the way times is and what's going on, and I
Mhm,
knew that it was going to come a time uh where I was going to have to start talking about the end times.
mhm,
And it was interesting because you had texted me one morning and told me that you were going to start dealing with the end times. And I said, Jesus, I said, you just not gonna let me let that go, right?
mhm,
Because when I saw your message, I knew it was confirmation for what God was telling me, that it was time to start talking about it and
mhm,
dealing with it, and not have to be afraid
mhm.
of it. And if I didn't speak about it, then there would be a lot of people that would be lost.
Absolutely.
And he began to speak to me and tell me that people are seeing what's going on, but they don't fully understand it.
Mhm,
And if you don't begin to talk about the end times, they'll never understand it nor be prepared
mhm,
for what's what's here and what's on its way, the road that the world is going down. And I said, well, Lord Jesus. I said, now how am I going? He said, don't you worry about that. You don't have to worry about what YouTube is going to do and what they're going to say, and if they're going to try to shut you down. He said, I got you covered. You just
absolutely.
need to stand and warn the people, let the people know, those that are here, that's listening, you got to let them know.
Mhm,
I said, well, God, I said, I'm going to do it. But there we have that. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. Have that struggle, and until I made myself still and quiet to receive, it was going to keep resting on me. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, when God drops something in your spirit, when He begins to speak to you, when He begins to whisper softly in your ear those instructions, never resist them.
mhm,
Never resist them. Just embrace it,
mhm.
and go with it, and trust that He's going to keep you in the midst of it all. And
Absolutely.
it is so important that people like you, my sister, um, can continue to share about the end times, and it's
Mhm.
important that I uh, start and continue to share, because if not, there's people out here that's got questions and they need answers.
Mhm.
And some folks, they can pick up the Bible, but they don't understand it. And so it
Mhm.
takes vessels like you and myself to break it down for them
Mhm.
to fully get an understanding of it.
Mhm.
And this is the new road. This is the new assignment that we
Absolutely.
have to take. And
Absolutely.
it's so many of us on here on YouTube, but nobody's talking about it.
Mhm.
There's only one content creator that I know of that talks about the end times quite often, but
Mhm.
we just need to bind together and just put them, just let God use us and put it out. And so I can, that's why I want to salute you for being the catalyst to say this
Mhm.
is what I got to do, and you jumped right in and began that journey.
Absolutely. Well, the reason why is because I'm sold out and I give God the glory. You see what I'm saying? I don't know no other way to talk. And if you see me coming on and I talk about other things, I know how to take news and turn it into a revelation,
Absolutely.
because I know right now that this is it and it cannot get no worse than what it is right now. And I also know that a lot of my people, they are church hurt, because I truly believe
Yes.
that I speak to the church, and
Absolutely.
they have went amongst the flocks, people that say that they love God, but they realize that where they was out there in the street was just as worse at where what it was inside the church. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And that's
That's right.
where you call church hurt. Now, I truly believe that the Most High God is calling a church without walls, which what you
Yes.
see right now. And this
Absolutely.
right here is not to judge anyone,
That's right.
but it's to tell you people that look, you got to sit there. You can't keep straddling the fence. You can't sit
Yeah,
there and dip and dab, and you got to make a choice.
that's it.
And you never sit
Absolutely.
there and say that you have time, because time waits for no one.
It,
And
thank
don't
you.
think that, oh, I got to get it all together. Oh, I smoke, I drink. Well,
You don't have to get come.
Isaiah said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah said, I'm not worthy to be called.
That's it.
He said, I curse. I have a lip. I have he said, unlearned a lip, where he curses. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot how he came out and he said it. But the Most High
Right.
God said, don't even worry about that.
That's it.
Where he told him to go to the altar and he put coal on his lips.
Yes, and
But see,
purifies. Yes.
Isaiah could not see the glory of God because he was so busy looking at Uzziah,
Mm-hmm.
where God had to remove Uzziah out the way
Mm-hmm.
in order for Isaac Isaiah to see the glory of God. So sometimes God got to move other people out the way in order for you to see
Yes.
the glory of God. But this
Yeah.
right here, this is no joke. This is real. Because
Absolutely.
one thing that we do know, that the devil, he gets no glory. He cannot do no more than what God allow him to do.
That's right.
But when you keep playing on the playground, sooner or later you're gonna get burnt. You're gonna get burnt. I don't know why I can't say
That's it.
burnt. You're gonna get burnt.
Point. I say point. I say
Well, I'm
point. Burnt.
this old
It's
nasty southern accent. But you cannot keep playing on the devil's playground.
that's right.
And you see, we wants to sit there and thinking that, oh, I can do this, and all I have to do is just repent. God is gonna forgive me. God knows hit my heart. Well, you keep provoking the hands of God. Keep testing him
Mm-hmm.
and see if he gonna leave you right there in your mess.
That's right.
And see,
Well,
people
yes.
don't like that type of talking
That's right.
because it messes up with their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. It pops a lot of bubbles. It debunks a lot of their thoughts
Mhm.
and their their beliefs.
Mhm.
So yeah, they don't like that. They don't like it
Mhm.
because it makes them uncomfortable,
Mm.
because they've been set in such a way where what their what their thoughts and their beliefs is that it's that's it, that's all.
Mhm.
But there's got to be a change,
It
and
got to be.
that change is going to come one way or the other,
It got to be.
voluntary or involuntary. You
Got to
choose.
be. Because we already see right now all the stuff that's going on out there in the world. The devil does not play fair.
Absolutely
And
not.
if he can sit there and pull you off of your land, pull you out of your house, what do you think he'll do to you next?
Hmm.
What do you think
Come
that
on.
he'll do you next? Today
It,
is them, but tomorrow
it,
it could be you.
that's right. That's right. So it's just time to wake up and change and start drawing closer. Because have you noticed how quick time has has come and then passed?
Mhm.
You get up, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and in a blink of an eye,
Mhm.
it is 6, 7, 8 at night.
Mhm.
God is showing us how quickly time is passing, and it waits for no one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I wanted to say. Your AM is not have to be your morning time. Your
That's right.
AM can be your PM. It's when you wake up.
That's it.
So don't think that, oh, just because it's AM in the morning. No. Your AM can be when
And
you
be
wake
your
up.
yes.
So it's time for you to wake up, and it's time for our people to shake off of these grave clothes. Starbucks is absolutely right. People don't like this type of teaching.
That's right.
But the Most High God say, tell it to them anyway, because they are some
That's
stiff
it.
necked people. My
Yeah,
job is to tell you what thus says the Lord, lest the blood will be on my hands.
that's it.
Because you cannot think that, oh, I got time. I'm
Hmm.
young.
That's
As
right.
you can see, the devil is not after the old ones because he know he got them. He after the
That's
young
it.
ones. And
Come
he are
on.
sifting them up like wheat.
Yes, that's it. And we're losing quite a few. But God.
But this talking right now, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to have nothing to do with my Bible. I don't want to have nothing to do." No,
No,
you need to be around people that knows exactly how to rightfully divide the word of truth.
that's right.
You
That's
have to
right.
be around people that knows how,
That's
because
it.
we know exactly how to make it come alive. We talking about end times. We talking about stuff that's happening right now, not something
That's
that
it.
happened 2000 years ago. We
That's
talking
right.
to these living ones right now.
Yeah,
We ain't talking to the dead. We talking to the living. These live
that's
boogers, the ones that you have to worry about right now.
that's it.
Don't ever think that you have time.
That's say that again, because you got that right.
Yes,
Because
and what you see right now, like I said, God is giving you a chance to make it right. So don't
that's
get
it.
so comfortable just because you see rumors of wars and seeing people, so many bodies being gathered up together in ice cream trucks and just bodies just lying around every day.
That's it.
Because the devil does not play fair.
He showing up down.
And that's why he tells us to pray without ceasing.
Yes, yes, absolutely,
Mm, 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 mm.
absolutely. We have to. I thank God for moments like this.
Yes, indeed, because it's real. This real talk. It can't get no real than this. And this
Absolutely.
is not a doom and gloom. It's to tell you to get right. Get ready.
That's right.
Be ready at all times. Because just like you had said earlier, he's separating the wheat from the tare.
Oh yes.
And what he's doing right now, he's doing the sifting.
Mm-hmm.
This right here is not for everybody. It's not for Dottie, Squatty, and everybody. This is for a small remnant. Do
Yes.
you know how small a remnant is?
Woo, small. It's really small. It's
Absolutely. Stay ready. We have to stay ready. We can't leave out half cock
that's right.
because, like I say, judgment has fallen. This is judgment day,
And it has begun.
and it has begun, and it's going to be with you.
That's right.
You know. But my
That's
brother,
right.
like I say, this is real. This is real. This is real talk. Can't get no real than this. You know.
That's it.
And
That's why you call yourself Real Talk with Lady D.
that's it. That's it.
Because
You
you
know,
get real conversations.
I can't sugarcoat.
That's right.
I can't sugarcoat. I can't tickle your ears.
That's it.
Now, I'm not going to say I walk under the anointing 24/7. No, I don't.
Right, right.
But I can tell
None
you
of
one
us.
thing to get right, church, and let's go home.
That's right.
Get right.
And
Because, like I said, it's this it. Go ahead, my brother.
here's the thing that they should be able to appreciate about you and myself is that we're not on here saying heaven or hell.
Uh-huh.
We're not doing that. We're we're encouraging you to wake up so
Hmm.
that you can make the right choice
Hmm.
and to choose whose side you on.
That's it. And see, I know the difference between heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is a state of mind. You can have your hell right now on earth. You can have your heaven right here on earth. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's how you live. It's how you look at things in life. And as you can
That's right.
see right now, that it's not plain fair. The playing field is not even, you
You're
know.
right.
And
You
right
absolutely
where they are making hell for people right now, they are making people life a living hell.
yes.
But like I said, you reap what you sow because those
Oh
seeds going to
yes.
grow. And you wondering why people are traumatized. You wonder why there's a lot of
Hmm.
mental hospitals. You wondering why people are sick in their mind because you made their life a living hell. And the seeds sat there and they sponged off of all this stuff that you injected on people. So
That's
what
it.
it did was is a generational curse. These people like us
Yes.
because they know if they wouldn't put their foot on us and they let us go, they will see that we are the real God and goddesses of the
That's
Most
right.
High. And they're afraid to sit there and take their foot off of our neck because they know
Hmm.
if they take their foot off of our neck, we're going to show them who we really are, where they
That's it.
going to bow down.
That's right.
And they
That's
know that. And that's why they cause all types of havoc in our way because they don't want us to rise.
that's right. You
Notice every
absolutely right.
leader, every great leader that we have, they find some type of way to to pull them out, to pull them down.
Hmm.
And that's
Every
why I
time.
tell I'm telling you right now, my brother, in order way for you to continue, in order way for you to continue allowing God to use you, you have to separate yourself from unequal yoke people.
Yes.
Because you cannot cast your pearls to swines because it's going to be a time where the most high God is going to tell you to minister to these people.
That's
And,
right.
and by you setting it, allowing these people to be under your anointing and stifle your anointing, you're not going to tell them what thus says the Lord. And this right here is a lonely position. Being right here is
Absolutely.
very lonely.
Absolutely.
But it's one day that you're going to have to tell these people what thus says the Lord.
That's right.
Because you don't want to be like Jonah. When God told Jonah to go to Nineveh, he wanted to go to Tasha, right?
Oh no, we ain't never going. He ain't going back there. I've been
You see
there
what I'm
and done
saying?
that.
And where was he? So, like I said, you got to tell them what thus says the Lord, whether they like it or not.
Absolutely.
Because this is
Absolutely.
it. This is what you call end time. This is what you call judgment. Because you're gonna have to answer for all that.
Absolutely.
You see? So my brother, look, we gonna you got something else to say? Cause look, we almost going
No,
this the longest I ever been
I know.
in a long time. Because you remember we used to sit there and we used to talk about 4 or 5 hours. But I'm not gonna let this video stay up. I'm gonna go ahead and find something out of it because I know I can find a lot of meat off of this. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
yes,
I'm going to go ahead and work on this because see, we have to know how to confuse the enemy, okay?
absolute.
And
That's one
another
thing.
thing that the Most High God is telling me is that we got to stop telling our business. We got to start confusing them. We got to start speaking in the
Absolutely,
you know how they say, oh, they speak in how you say ebonics or something like that.
Ebonics.
But
Yeah,
we got to speak in a tongue where it's going to confuse the enemy. Because see, if we start speaking and truth, they gonna start trying to cut you down. You see?
that's right.
But when we start speaking in an unknown tongue, they're not going to understand what we're saying.
That's right.
So we still can get our message across. That's why sometimes I use animation stuff. I use voiceover
Hmm.
because sometimes you got to take the foolish things of this world to
Of the
conform
world.
wise.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's how I look at it, because we got to get that message across.
absolutely, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yep, my girls say I love it. Yep. So thank you, country girls. Thank you, Starbucks, and all the ones that came out, the ones that's going to watch the replay. Make sure you go ahead and check my brother out, Eagle Soaring High. Like I said, guys, look, we this is it. We can't, this is it.
That's it.
So you got something you want to close it out with?
No, I'm
Oh,
done. I'm
we
about to
done we
lose
done
my voice. That's
yep,
what.
we done covered it. We done covered everything. So thank you for coming on my live, okay?
It's my pleasure. I was glad to
All right.
catch you.
Okay, and be blessed here.
You too, sis.
Yeah, I feel my throat is kind of tighten up as well.
All right. Be blessed, my
All right,
sis.
you too, you too. And also thank you, Starbucks. Thank you for coming on. And I see where Country Girl Queenie say, everyone enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Be safe and be blessed. And thank you, Country Girl, for staying with me all the way till the end. So my girl muscle was off today. Yes, indeed, guys. But guys, like I said, make sure like I said, we just got to get it right. But I'm not going to leave this video up. I'm going to go ahead and take it down. Okay, guys. I'm going to probably play some replays and put some stuff up. But you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. Good night, guys. Starbucks says, thank you, Bush Babies. Bush Babies. Okay, that's a new one. Thank you, Bush Baby and Replay Gang. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and take the video off in a few minutes. Be blessed, guys.